Magic.
Absolute magic. There we go.
Magic. Right. First post-show question, which is quite important, which I didn't ask. What did you get at Starbucks, Mike?
Today is an iced venti breve latte.
Ooh, nice. Don't do those enough.
They can make you one short. Half and half is a thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but like, because Starbucks isn't as big here. We have like Costa Coffee, which isn't as good, and that's like the major brand here. And they sort of do lattes and sort of, if you ask for anything else, they sort of just growl at you. So,
having visited a couple of times and making much use of the Starbucks when I was there, they will do the iced venti Americano that I would usually have asked for. I don't recall that I asked for a breve latte, but if I had, I think they could have sorted it out. Then again, I'm trying to remember if I actually did that and if I had to explain to them, use half and half instead of milk. I think if you tell them what to do to make one, they can sort it out. But I am delighted to report that the flat white that was my wife's favorite when we were there, they now have that here. So no need to explain what that is to them now.
Yay.
See, I'm in a bad situation where if I don't go to Tim Hortons, I get taken away by the Canadian government.
Absolutely.
That's how it should be.
Tim's have also invading the States as well.
I keep hearing that, but I keep hearing that they're not going to get far because Krispy Kreme and other ones just don't too much reliance on the old ones.
Yeah, their main competition in these parts is Dunkin' Donuts. Krispy Kreme is
that was the one. Dunkin' Donut, that was it.
Yeah, Krispy Kreme is down to one location in town now.
See, we've just had a Krispy Kreme open in my area, and like that's a new thing. Like the concept to me of a shop that basically just sells donuts, it's just really weird. And then there was queues going out like for ages. It's like I don't get it. Maybe
so if anyone's looking to open a line of big and tall men shops, now might be the time.
Yes. Oh dear. Did we enjoy that episode, everyone?
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
One of my top ones actually.
Yeah.
Again, I just love character interaction stuff. It's like, the action is good, but I just like, I don't know, hearing you guys talk.
Thank you. I'm going to say that we are at episode 14 of 52, doing the math. It's a lot more that are left. And there are some that are delightfully equal, if not better, in terms of meaty parts for Eggman. So I was given the option of joining you for a commentary. I said, well, rather than waiting for one that might be even better, this was a good candidate. So I would even think that for a return engagement, there are episodes that are even more Eggman-centric. Because this was really shared by Sonic and Eggman as far as being the main focus. But there are several episodes to come that are not just Eggman in the title, but Eggman is definitely a central role in the plot.
I think with them, the fact that it wasn't, like you said, it was Sonic and Eggman quite equally, but just the whole concept of what was going on in terms of the whole body switching thing made it quite an interesting one to have you talk on. But
and an interesting acting challenge, because I'm so used to playing the character more or less one way. I mean, apart from comedy here and outright evil there, but suddenly, now it's inspired by Sonic. What would that be like?
Well, that was interesting because, like you said in the commentary, or possibly the pre-show, I can't remember now, that it was in the commentary that you said, like, you do the Eggman voice, and when you do the offside, you do your own voice. So, like, now you got to do, like, almost a third voice, where it's like
Not
Eggman.
The mayor and Fastidious Beaver as well, of course. Thank you very much. But who's counting?
Sorry, I thought Kevin was going to say something.
Once again,
Well, I'll busy listening.
Hold for applause. What?
Yeah.
Fine.
It's what I love about Skype is it does this thing where like I can see all your lovely faces except for Donnie, which is just has the most terrifying profile picture the world has ever seen. And it's just annoying when like the little blue thing just bleeps. It's like, oh, they're going to speak. It's like, nope, they're just breathing heavily. Okay.
That's why Skype is free.
Yep.
Okay. So, going back a little bit to obviously, how do you feel about this with Sonic Boom? Because I mean, I think it was Alan Denton who made comment about how Eggman is really the star of the show in many senses, in terms of the in terms of the comedic side, and he has a very big role in regards to the sort of ensemble cast, which has gone down really, really well with the community at large. Basically, the general rule is the more Eggman we have in an episode, the better the episode is. I was just wondering, sort of, what's your take on that, to sort of be in that position?
Well, it would be highly egotistical to say, yes, Eggman is the best character in the series, but fighting the battle of the character actor that I have battled for much of the career, to me, the characters are often the most interesting. Eggman, at his core, at least in Sonic Boom, is a crotchety old neighbor. He's the, hey, you kids, get off of my lawn guy, but presented in the facade of Dr. Eggman. And you gotta love the crazy, kooky characters. You know, on Seinfeld, you had Kramer and George, and Eggman is kind of a combination of Kramer and George to some degree. He's the, what the heck is he going to do next? Oh, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. So it's great to be able to have not only the opportunity to play such a character, but to know that the writers get the joke as well and can make the magic happen and can give me the raw material that I can then bring to life and realize that I know what they want this to sound like. I can make it sound that way for them, and everybody's happy.
So, yeah, I mean, sticking with that a little bit, because obviously the Eggman of now is much different to the Eggman when you started, because obviously you've been portraying the role for over 10 years now.
11,
exactly.
11. Sorry.
11 years.
Something.
11 glorious years, and you've had sort of there's a couple of things here. Now, first of all, is obviously the thing you compare it to would be Sonic X. How is that Eggman different? The Eggman you had then different to the Boom Eggman now, really?
Sonic X being a dub was largely constrained to what Japan was delivering, and you can kind of rewrite some dialogue, but you've got facial expressions and actions and stuff, and so you can't stray into a truly comedic part where it's supposed to be evil and serious, or vice versa. The advantage of Boom starting from scratch is that the writers start with a blank canvas, and they can make whatever they want to happen. And having decided to go for essentially situation comedy, they take all the classic situation comedy formulae and build them into this gloriously hysterical thing, if I do say so myself. Sonic X, they tried to occasionally shoehorn in comedy and cheesy dialogue, and because of that, it came off as often sounding cheesy and poorly fitting. No disrespect to my former colleagues responsible for that program, but this stuff can start from scratch and become the comedy that it needs to be. And then when it needs evil and violence, it fits in properly, as opposed to taking the square hole and shoving the round peg into it.
I think the other question I got from like a processes point of view is there much of a difference between the scripts that you get for an episode of television with Sonic and Doctor Eggman, or is there much of a difference between the script you get from a game and the script you get from a TV episode?
There is. The formatic difference, a game script looks very much like a spreadsheet or a table. You have columns of line number, character name, often a time code, the line of dialogue, notes at the end, and it's very neatly structured because it's got to be taken apart and placed into bits of the game. Because the game is essentially a series of files that get put together so that each audio cue is a file and it gets matched up to a certain part of the game. And it is very, I hate to say roboticized, but it's put together in a very digital ones and zeros type of way. The TV scripts look like any other TV script. It's very much like if you've ever seen the script for a play or the script of a TV show, it's line numbers down either side in this case. The lines of dialogue are centered in the middle, and between those, every few lines is bits of stage direction and scene description. And it plays very much like an old-time radio drama, which, being the old-time radio fan that I am, I'm very much at home with that. In fact, when we're recording the dialogue, we often refer to it as the radio play, because it's just the sound and just the audio portion of the story. And we're creating the mental picture. And each of us, when we're recording our dialogue, I'm sure has a completely different mental picture in their head. But as long as somebody in the other side of the glass knows what's going on, it gets put together properly. But it does read very much like a story, beginning, middle, and end. Games can be very disjointed. There are the cutscenes, which do have some sort of dramatic flow to them. But then there's also, usually at the end of the session, a whole couple of pages of just reacts, grunts, and efforts, and punches, and attacks, and getting attacked, and very unnatural from a dramatic point of view. Obviously, it gets cut up and placed into the right parts of the game, and it works pretty well. But the recording of it is it's a very manufactured feel from a game.
So you'd much prefer the TV style script that you've been doing, where it's much more of a natural and organic conversation process, yeah?
Yeah, and especially the prelay show like this, where we're recording the dialogue and then the animate later, versus a dub such as Sonic X, where we get the video and we're essentially squeezing bits of dialogue over existing lip flap and hoping that it fits more or less. And that has its own constraints. So it's very often, okay, a little faster, a little slower. Pause right there because you need a pause. With the prelay show, I can do whatever the heck I want in most cases. And surprisingly, when we record these, very many of the scenes that we do are done in the first take. And I'm usually very surprised with that. Really? You like that one? Okay, on to the next.
So is it recorded sequentially, like through how the script is laid out, or is it do you do different parts in different orders?
It is almost always sequentially, but for logistics reasons, the principals, being Roger, Travis, Cindy, Colleen, Nika, and me, record simultaneously, if not in the same place, at least at the same time, whenever possible. For special occasions like photo ops and behind-the-scenes videos, they will take me out to LA and let me really touch and feel these people as though they really exist. Most of the time I'm in New York, they're in LA. We're together on Skype, so it's just like doing the show like this. We're together. The New York studio records me, ships off the audio file, so it sounds just great. And everyone else is recording stuff out there. They piece it together. And it doesn't sound pieced together because it was recorded in real time, more or less. And then the lovely Kirk and Wally come in later or come in sooner and do their parts. And they get stuffed in separately. Usually when we're recording, Roger, who is Mr. Versatility, will just scratch in the other people's lines just to keep the tempo flowing and keep the dramatic action going. But it's more or less in real time. But the entire episode, they'll book us for 4 hours. We'll record 2 episodes with the principals in 4 hours, and then I guess another couple of hours for Kirk and Wally to do their thing. So the primary dialogue is usually recorded within a couple of days, if not one day.
It sounds to me like there are also segments where you guys just, relax and talk for a little bit when you're not really doing any production work at that time.
Yeah, there's a lot of once we record a scene, very often the producers and director will mute their microphone on the other side of the glass and discuss what we've done and what we've done wrong, and we get to sit and chat in between, and then they come back and interrupt us while we're chatting. Horribly rude.
Absolutely. If you get a chance, guys, by the way, if for some reason you don't already, be sure to follow Mike, who's at It's a Mike on Twitter, and if you get a chance, follow Roger Craig Smith as well on Twitter, because some of the interactions between these two, it's quite something.
Thanks so much.
Yes, very much so.
I'm glad he plays along.
It's almost like they just fit for the roles they're playing for at Boom.
I'll agree.
Absolutely. So, of the stuff we've seen so far, I mean, was there any of the episodes of that sort of stand out? Do you have any favourite bits of the stuff we've seen so far?
I like the little musical moments. We've touched on musical aspects before. The dishwashing song was one in Unlucky Knuckles that just ran last week. Today is my lucky day. I sang that a cappella. They put a musical score to it. I said, hey, isn't that cute? I didn't expect that. So it's nice that, not that there's any, there will not be an operatic episode that I'm aware of. Whether it's musical or not, I'm pretty sure opera's not going to be the choice. But then again, you never know. That's actually not true. We've done some Warner Brothers callbacks in one of the episodes where you see Orbot and Cubot doing a little bit of an ode to What's Opera Doc, the classic Bugs Bunny short.
Oh wow!
So,
Oh wow!
Look back. That's a little hidden moment that has already aired. Go back and review. So yeah, there's opera could happen. I'm just guessing a full length 11 minutes is unlikely. But the musical moments, again, aside, you don't normally see. I enjoy the scenes of Eggman in his footy pajamas when he's at home.
Yes.
That's delightfully unexpected. Just the little relaxing at home moments are just brilliant.
I always did love the many references they include in the show. Some of them are, you might notice them immediately, and then there are others that might take a few rewatches to see, but there are always so many references in each episode, and I always love that.
Got to put in the parental bonuses, as they're called.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Having been a parent, as I am now, and am forced to watch shows with the kids, a little something for mom and dad is much appreciated. But I have friends that are closer to my own age who have watched this and say, wow, that's funny. My wife did not expect to like this show as much as she does, and she really does, and that's great.
Speaking of adults watching the show, there was a story earlier in the week, wasn't there, Donnie?
Oh yeah, there was the what was it? The news about the ratings, or the news about the news about Cartoon Network saying that the show would be returning in the 2015-2016 fall season,
which is awesome news. But there was something about the adult audience was really big.
Oh yeah, that's the ratings bit. Apparently, they were well over 1,100,000 adult viewers. If what I interpreted from TV by the numbers anyway had stated, which is about what we've been getting for Boom so far in terms of ratings numbers, which is very impressive considering that time slot and considering how much Cartoon Network has been promoting the show. So I'm very impressed with what Cartoon Network has been able to achieve with the show, and I'm really glad to see that the show is doing well, because it is a very, very good show, and I'm really glad to see that it's performing well.
There we go. Sonic the Hedgehog appealing to all age groups since 1991. So, guys, was there any particular moments of the episode that stood out for you?
We need to find out. It's probably in the credits, actually. I need to find out who drew all the little shots from the sequence the spring break sequence.
Who are the writers for this episode?
Rated script by Romain Van Liemt. Don't know him. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, sir.
Thought the script was actually really good, this one. I got a lot of laughs out of the misnaming Knuckles when they called him Nuggets. I laughed really, really hard at that because it came out so naturally. Like it didn't sound like it just I died from that one.
Was it Nuggets and Nibbles and what was the other
Nuffles?
one? Noodles, that was it.
Noodles.
Oh dear, Nuggets, Noodles and Nibbles.
It's not helping when I heard Knuckles get called Noodles. For some reason, I immediately thought of The Offspring, because they have a band member with the nickname Noodles. So
it's a Crazy Taxi crossover. There you
go.
Yeah. Also, poor Knuckles again, though. The imbecile.
I felt bad for Knuckles in some way, but the forgotten one, the one whose name isn't worth remembering.
He did have a really good line with him actually sort of even Knuckles. The idea that even Knuckles thinks that the plan is stupid.
Yeah.
The Eggman plan is like no, actually no, that was really cool.
Nice try, Eggman.
No,
Actually,
that was-
no, that was terrible.
No, that was- yeah, good stuff. Any other high points for you guys?
I particularly liked the part where they were playing the video game, just because it was just random and yet so. I just love that part.
Well, I mean, it's slightly meta considering the series origins and stuff.
Yeah, but just to see them actually be playing a video game, it was just, I don't know why, but it just showed that little that feeling of just them being relaxed and feeling all natural and just casually sitting around visiting each other's homes. And
I do love the idea that just Sonic and Knuckles are bro enough to just, go and play fighting games with each other. It's like I really connect with that.
But what I took away from that scene was that Eggman was the one in control of the body, so Eggman obviously has some proficiency
Yeah.
with video
Oh
games.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Eggman's the game master here.
Oh, bless him. He probably only used to play one player, and now he has someone to play with. Someone to pick up the second controller. Because I can't imagine Orbot or a Cubot particularly good at video games, despite...
Cubot would hold the controller upside down.
No, I just like the fact that Eggman wants to destroy everything and take over and all that. But then when he's actually put in a situation, he just wants to be friends with everyone. Like now he's the popular one. He's like, actually, I quite like doing all these social engagements. It's quite fun.
Even the chick flick.
Yes,
even the chick flick
Oh,
with
no.
Amy.
the Eggman in the Boom universe, I totally imagine being up in his little pink onesie, watching, some
Watching the
awful chick
Notebook.
flick with eating ice cream at night on his own. That would be totally what he would do in this universe.
Tears dribbling down his cheeks. Kiss him, you dip!
I'd watch that episode.
It may yet still come, Donny. You never know.
And maybe
I'm
it'll
gonna
be a musical.
Maybe we'll get something right eventually, though.
Man, if doing this body switching thing was a challenge, imagine having to cry musically. That would be a voice acting challenge.
That
Oh,
would be
goodness.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave you guys. I have to go get ready and do my hair for a party, so
Oh,
Well,
I can't help being popular. So sorry.
What, are you going to be watching a chick flick there, or?
Yes. And then I'm going to touch a stone and switch bodies with someone. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Crazy night. I'll get someone to draw all the pictures from it, and we'll make a montage for the morning. It's great.
The vlog will be amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. So yes, I'll let you guys carry on. Thanks for everything, Mike. Cheers, and I will see you guys later. Start.
Thanks for having me.
So, yeah.
Jamie has left the building. So yes, again, Donny, was there any other little bits, Tanner?
No, all in all, just a great episode. Again, I just love seeing the character interactions. So
I mean, I really love this episode. It's definitely one of my favorites, and
So far,
so
That's
far, because we haven't even reached a halfway point yet. That's the thing, is with the way the show has been proving so far, to think there's still 2/3 of the show left, like the season anyway. That's saying a lot.
The episodes are definitely getting better and better, aren't they? Which is great to see.
yeah, and once we hit our stride, because we were recording them at roughly the same pace you're seeing them, because we would do 2 episodes every couple of weeks, which is more or less the same speed at which they're being released. And as we've obviously been established in the characters well enough, but seeing what Sonic Boom wanted to do with them, and then realizing, oh, okay, rapid fire sitcom, got it. Give me more, give me more. We really had a blast.
which is great news to hear from our point of view, because if you guys are having fun, then that only can translate into a very fun product for the rest of us to enjoy.
Sure.
Yep. It's one thing to entertain others, but it also helps that you're being entertained yourself.
I love to laugh, and I love to laugh recording this show.
Yep. Which is maybe part of the reason why you're here right now, because we're having a good time, and I hope.
Well, not for much longer, because I've got to go pick up my son, who is rehearsing his own show, which is not Sonic Boom, it's Aladdin Jr. But so the whole family doing shows apparently.
You're creating an acting dynasty there.
Yes, absolutely.
The next generation of voice acting.
Today middle school, tomorrow Cartoon Network. It's a natural progression.
Who knows?
Yep.
Soon, when someone says Pollock, they won't think of a painting that's literally just red.
Yes, or a fish.
That's true.
Do we know what next week's episode is?
It's aim low.
Oh, yay. I'm sorry, I'm just looking forward to this one so much.
Coincidentally, that's actually another episode that looks to be very Eggman focused. So,
Wait, let me take a quick look at it.
After losing his confidence, Dr. Eggman gets help from a motivational speaker and then becomes too reliant on his life coach.
Yes, I remember it well.
Are you episodes? Who voices the life coach?
I know, but I can't tell you.
Oh,
ooh,
okay. Because we know it's the only thing we don't know. The only thing we do know is it's not you.
Right.
Because we did wonder if you were going to end up having long conversations with yourself.
Yeah, I could have, but why do that when there are plenty of other talented people who could join me?
Yeah. But yeah, looking forward to this one.
to be fair, Mike has talked with himself before. I mean, there was those cutscenes in Generations.
Absolutely. And occasionally, Eggman and Fastidious Beaver and Mayor Fink can have conversations as well, possibly in upcoming episodes.
Ah. And then the question is, who's giving you the troublesome thing? It's probably Alan or Greg, isn't it? It's going to be one of them.
I don't know. I'm happy to do their bidding. So, give me a challenge. I will take you up on it.
Yeah. Incidentally, people from the previous episodes who are wondering why we've not gone through and done, as we're now abided to by internet law, tell you what Greg's been up to this week after Tana Montana poster.
Speaking of Greg, Kevin, I can confirm that it's Alan and Greg that wrote Aim Low.
Ah, awesome. Well, yeah. The reason why I've not been saying the content, not really. Oh, I don't know. Greg's been doing all sorts of memes and hashtag follows at the moment. I don't know. But yes, we'll be back. He'll be back with the follow through on what's going on with him next week. But not this week. Okay, I think we've sort of come to a natural end here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
How fitting.
I'll second that.
Was Mike? Thank you very much for coming onto the show.
Thanks so much. We must do this again sometime.
That would be
Definitely.
delightful. Anything you'd like to sign off with? Anything you'd like to plug?
I'll plug more episodes of Sonic Boom. There'll be more next week. Thank you so much for watching. If it wasn't for people watching, there wouldn't be much point in us doing the show, apparently. So thank you so much. If you're in the UK, look for Super 4. Watch my various social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, both at It's a Mike, Google+, also at It's a Mike, itsamike.com for It's a Mike. We're all announced new stuff. I've got some appearances. I'll be in the UK in July. I've got various convention appearances. Those are all mentioned on the meet and greet page of itsamike.com. And who knows what else I'll be doing? I don't even know what I'm doing Monday.
July. Well, we might have to hunt you down then at some point.
You should come.
Yeah, we may well do that.
Perfect.
Right. Okay. Thanks again, Mike.
Thank you so much.
And obviously, thanks to Donnie, Jamie, and Tanner for joining me on the show today. And I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been very informative about all sorts of things behind the scenes of Sonic Boom and the history of Doctor Eggman and voice acting and everything. You can join us next week for more of the same.
I don't have to listen to this episode. I already heard it.
That's what you think.
Well,
wait till it's edited and we add in some kind of dog or something as an extra co-host.
Perfect.
We'll actually be cutting a bunch of lines. I mean, it's
Just like the show. Edited for time.
There are exactly 200,000 lines of dialogue in this podcast. But Jamie makes us cut us all down to like half an hour or so. Anyway, thank you very much indeed. We'll see you next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to the podcast if you're listening to us on that. We'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.